Hello, friends, and welcome once again to LegalBiz Cafe. I am your host, attorney Shaune B. Arnold, and I am so excited to be here with you tonight because tonight we are going to free your flow, baby. That's right. But before we get to liquefying, I want to talk to you for just a moment about what we are doing here on LegalBiz Cafe. You know, I call it cafe because it's a conversation. I call it Legal Biz because that's my background as a business consultant and California business attorney. My conversation with you is about what I believe can help you start, build, or fix that iconic business of your dreams. I've been a business attorney for 30 years, and I've been a business consultant for 40 years. And trust me when I tell you, I've seen every train wreck there is in business, and I know just how to keep you from being the next one. I find that mostly it's the entrepreneur's mindset that causes them to make mistakes. They make mistakes because they act in fear, or they act in desperation or in ignorance. My goal is that you don't make mistakes out of fear, out of desperation, or out of willful ignorance. Not that you're not going to make some mistakes in your business. It's just that you're not going to make them out of fear, out of desperation, or out of willful ignorance. Let's get started talking about your flow tonight, because that has everything to do with you starting, building, or fixing a business that you're just absolutely going to love. So let me ask you a question. Do you sometimes get in your own way? I mean it. Do you do things like running up bills that you know you can't pay, or date someone that you know your mama would not like? Do you cause clutter? Do you cause chaos? Do you cause drama in your own life? It's easy to blame the economy. It's easy to blame the boss. It's easy to blame your secretary or a spouse or the situation. It's really easy. But what I want us to do tonight on LegalBiz Cafe is to take ownership over our flow. This is not a blame the victim scenario. You know that. But what power do you have as a victim? None. I'd like for you to look at it differently. A wise person once said that if you look at things differently, then things will be different. So let's take full responsibility for our flow this evening, including those things that stop our flow and the things that can start it again. Yay! You know, God, the universe, Allah, however, you express your appreciation for source energy that created this intelligent design that we see around us is one of abundance and creation. Everything you want and everything you need for your life and your beautiful business is all around you. It's looking for you. It's looking to flow abundantly in your direction. It's looking to fill every single facet of your life with the truest desires of your heart. But we are often like little children watering the garden. I heard of a girl once who loved to garden with her father, but she was small, and she would get in her own way by stepping on the hose. Now the water would, of course, turn off, and she would turn to her father, and she'd say, "Daddy, there's no water." And he'd say, "Honey, there is water, but you keep stepping on the hose." She'd look embarrassed, and she'd laugh and get off the hose. Then, a little while later, she'd step right back on the hose again, and the flow would stop. So what are you doing that is basically the same thing as stepping on the hose of your flow? The first thing that I invite you to do is, you guessed it, I would love for you to grab that journal that you constantly hear me advocating and make yourself a list. Make yourself a list of uncompleted items in your life. What promises have you made to yourself or to someone else that stands to this day unfulfilled? Just a question, what debts have you ignored? Remember, during the pandemic a few years ago when everybody stopped paying their bills, well, some people started paying again. Did you? Oh, you paid some of them, but not all of them. Well, you know, those lingering bills out there are stopping your flow. What debts are owed to you from a family member or your BFF? And you don't want to ruin the relationship by asking for that money, but guess what? It's stopping your flow. My encouragement to you today is that you start making payments on the debt that you owe and that you start requesting payments on the debts that are owed to you. This will start your flow. Here's another question for you. Have you borrowed any books or albums? Yes, I'm dating myself, or CDs, or, well, you can't borrow a download, right? Have you borrowed any clothes or jewelry, or maybe a lawnmower that you didn't return? My suggestion is that you wrap these items up and send them back where they belong. I am always amazed when I come across a book in my collection that I know I didn't buy. I must have borrowed it from someone. It's been so long that I don't even remember where I got it from. Now, that's just a shame. And I know that there are people out there that are walking around with my stuff. And if that's you, then you know who you are. You can just drop it off, no questions asked, especially my Aretha CD. Don't even try it. I've got my one good eye on you. So once you've returned everything to its rightful place and its rightful owner, then consider what else may be stopping your flow. Are your taxes paid up to date? And how about that clutter in your office that you never seem to get cleaned up? You are not going to read those travel magazines. Let's be real, seriously. Get rid of the clutter. You can always hire your niece, your nephew, your kid, or somebody else to clean the garage and closets and to do your filing. Let's get this stuff done. It's mucking up the works. It is seriously eating into your mojo. If you want your flow to go, then you have to pay attention to these items. Absolutely. Let me ask you something else. Are you sitting on some unexpressed feelings or some unforgiveness, something that's maybe lingering in the background? You know, the feeling, you're just fine. You're not thinking about that person. You've long since released them, right? Absolutely. There's no anger, no resentment. There's no ill will at all until someone mentions their name and you feel yourself sort of grind your teeth. There's an old Sufi saying that as long as there is unforgiveness in your heart, it is not a safe place for a friend. So my encouragement to you this evening is to do what you must to let go of a past that simply no longer exists. Not what they said to you, not what they did to you, and certainly not what happened. None of it exists. Take some time to reflect on these things that we talked about this evening, these things that represent a sense of incompletion in your life. I implore you to fulfill those promises, to put things in the rightful hands of the people that deserve them and that need them, and clear away the clutter. Pay those lingering debts, even if it's just $50 per month. That will get your flow going. Remember to complete those annoying administrative things and spend some time in deep conversation with God to help you release the past and all of the negativity that goes with it. Your head and heart will become clear and your flow will gush forth freely, filling your cup to overflowing with abundance. Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for joining me on this week's episode of LegalBiz Cafe. I am your host, attorney Shaune B. Arnold, and I invite you to follow me on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and on Twitter X. In all of those places, my moniker is Shaune.Arnold. I am attorney Shaune B. Arnold, reminding you, as always, to maximize your competence to get the confidence you need to succeed. I will see you right back here next week on LegalBiz Cafe. Bye-bye, friends.